I was approached by Mr. Karl Amann to comment on the lighting at the Cheval Blanc development, and to me, lighting of sea turtle beaches, it's a fascinating topic because it's become such a science globally. We really have figured out ways to minimize the impact of artificial light, and so there are formulas for how to do it. So I was interested in kind of pursuing that just to see what we could do, maybe to improve the situation. Okay, I first came to Seychelles in 1981, and there were at that time quite a lot of hawksbills nesting on Mahe. But at that time, people were killing pretty much all of them. It was almost 100% just killing because it was legal to take them.
They were eating them?
No, they were still killing them for their shell because the shells were being exported to Japan. And it was not illegal to do so. So it wasn't poaching. It was just, that was how it was an economic move. But it was quite clear that, this was not sustainable in the long term. And what people didn't understand at that time was that both green turtles and hawksbills take about 30 years to become adult. So you can go onto the beach and kill every single female for 30 years before you'll see a drop in the population. So you have to kind of think long term, And so at that time, we had a lot more turtles nesting on Mahe. And as now, most of the nesting was in the southern beaches, although there were other beaches that had more turtles then than now. One of the most important beaches has always been on Santander. And so, but it's also been a very popular beach, for visitors and for tourists and for locals to use too. So I wouldn't want to say, don't use the beach, but I'm just saying, let's make sure we're living in harmony with the turtles, and there are ways to do it. And so what I would really like to see, would be for the Ministry of Environment to put in place, in regard to EIA assessments, to have some basic regulations in place. And these things it's not painful. It just requires some planning ahead of time and willingness to do it. So I'm hoping that maybe this kind of discussion might get people aware that we're not asking for anything onerous. We're just asking, just to have a little bit of control of how the development proceeds. I'm not saying don't develop, but just be considerate of the impact that you're having on the turtles and the wildlife in general.